All right, we're gonna start this one from the top. I think I got all the audio issues fixed. What's up, people? How you doing? Happy Saturday evening, night. Actually, it's 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, we're gonna play some Transport Fever. All right, that's long enough for the intro. I did a double intro. Let's get into the game. Now, I can't play. There shouldn't be any music on this because, you know, copyright things in YouTube, you know how they are with those things. Even if it's gameplay music, they will they're kind of mean. Anyways, Transport Fever 2. This is a fun game. I love this game, man. It's a city builder. Well, it's not a city builder. It's a transportation type of thing. That's a terrible description. But basically, it's like a city builder, but it focuses on transportation and building a big transportation network empire, what have you. And that's, you know, air, freight, that, you know, being trains, passengers, you know, cargo of all types, and stuff like that. But we're gonna get into it. I've already created a map. You should be able to hear that stuff. Let me see. Load game, I believe. Oh man. Oh well. Okay, here's what we'll do. That's fine. That is fine. Map editor. Load map. It should be in here though. Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, I did the second map. I did some test runs, of course, because I needed to see how everything would work. I haven't played this game in a while, so I kind of was like, let me familiarize myself with things, so I won't be stumbling too early in the campaign, because, you know, who knows how long this is going to last. But let's get into the map. So you can see. Ooh, is that loud? Let me know if that's too loud in the comments. Let me monitor the comments. The echo's back, but cool with it. Erg. That's not cool. I don't want to echo. I wonder if that is because... I wonder how I can fix that. Because I don't have that issue. Sure. I'm trying to see and trying to figure out why we have echo in the first place, because that shouldn't be happening. Can't mute the output. Okay. Well, no, that's not gonna. Okay. Is it still echoing? Let me know if you guys still hear echo. No, I'm not streaming from inside the bathroom. I don't know why it's echoing. I don't know. Let me know if it's still echoing. Or if you can hear me at all. Did I mute myself? And then again, it could be... No echo? All right, cool. I'll do it this way then. Okay, echo stopped. It stopped echoing. That's good. Yeah. All right. Loud and clear. That's what I like to hear. Okay, now let's get into it. All right, so this is the map. This is a custom made map. I just made this in the little map generator thingy. This is what we're working with. This is a lot of land. Actually, so I'm going to be building this thing from scratch. Now, if you play the base game without mods, this is I've got a bunch of mods installed, by the way. It basically will just randomly populate this area with industry like this here. Well, actually, no, that's a mod, but things like this, which is a farm, and these things. And so these would be randomly generated throughout the map, and then it would also randomly populate cities throughout the map, and then you would have to create certain ways to connect each of these industries properly and send them to the right cities. Not really a realistic thing. It's a fun game component. It's easy. It's good for, if you're just trying to learn the mechanics of it and see how everything works. But for this, we're going to do it the right way. We're going to actually be more strategic about where we place things. I imagine I do, maybe 3 cities, possibly. Okay, everybody's saying we can hear you. I can be heard. Perfect. So I'll probably be late reacting to certain comments, by the way, because I'm looking at them on the YouTube screen. So I don't have a split screen, and I'm not going to go to, back and forth between Streamlabs or and the game. But anyway, I'm monitoring it on my laptop, the comments. So bear with me. I will read them though. Yeah. So as I was saying, I imagine that I will have at least 3 cities, and then certain areas or regions where there are districts for industry, and then using the transportation methods to properly move goods and raw materials throughout the region so that everyone gets supplied what they need. And the reason why I chose a map like this is because I have this really, really cool oil field. Is this it? This thing right here, this asset, which is a mod, by the way. Shout out to, I think the creator is John, I want to say Harris, John H. Forgive me, I will look that up and have their name for the next episode, because I am really blanking on it, but I believe it's John Harris. It's John something. His first name is John. Anywho, this is the asset. It's an oil rig, which is not, it doesn't come in the game. The base game doesn't have oil rigs. Everything is ground wells for the oil. And so I was like, yo, it'd be kind of cool to have an offshore platform like this that will supply the mainland with the majority of the oil. That's very loud. These in-game sounds. Let me see if I can adjust that, because it's coming through my headphones loud. So I know that came through on the thing loud. Sound effects. Let's see. Actually, let's do this. Let's just take everything down. How's that? I'm gonna keep it at probably like a 4. Okay, I can't even hear that. Oh, okay. Let's do 5. Let's do 6. 6 is good. Something like that. Durham oil rig. Okay, so it named it. Actually, you know what? Let's do this right, because I don't want to go back and have to name stuff like this. But that's the offshore. That is, wow, that's loud. Alrighty. Settings, audio, control, sound effects. This is the master. I thought that would have. Let's put everything on a 4. Apply. Let's see what that does. Hopefully that's better. But yes, all right. So the first city, first town, if you will, I'm gonna put it somewhere in here. And this is a really cool. Look at the detail in this map, though, all the way down to the grass and the trees. But anyway, I kind of want to zoom in like this a little bit, all right, and get a nice 360 view of the coastline. And what I want to do is, I like having that mountain in the background, right? So let's not have the city directly on the water. Let's give it some room to expand. This is going to be a huge city. And I'm going to have its commercial be goods, and then the industrial, make sure that's fuel. And then I just want to plop this. And this is where I said this is not a city simulator or city builder like City Skylines and SimCity. It's focused on transportation, and I'm show you what I mean by that. So I've created that, and it's just gonna randomly create a city basically and populate it with the commercial industry and residential areas. You don't have control over the zoning and where things kind of sort of populate. You can alter it a bit by where you place your transportation hubs and networks, because the industry will always move closer to wherever all the freight's coming in, which makes sense. And then commercial areas will populate in areas closer to the industry, and then residential tries to stay close to commercial. But in SimCity and City Skylines, you have control over where and how you zone. So that's the big difference, because this game pretty much focuses on transportation. Now, I do believe the people who made City Skylines are the same people who made this game. And as a matter of fact, Transport Fever 1 is, was their, probably, I don't know if that's their first game, but it's their one of their largest commercial successes, which prompted them to make City Skylines, which was focused more on city building. And then they brought in some of their knowledge and expertise from the transit systems that they implemented in Transport Fever into City Skylines. And now this is the sequel to that original game. Oh, look, it's Greensboro. That's awesome. Look at that. That's crazy. It just automatically generated that. That's cool. It's definitely going to stay Greensboro. I used to live in Greensboro. For those of you who don't know, that's why I'm like, that's awesome. I'm excited. That made me happy. But yeah, okay, so that's where the city is. And like I said, you zoom in, right? Now you got that nice, look at that nice mountain view right there. Between the two mountains, you can rotate it a little bit, and you got the ocean right there. This is a really low-lying area, man. If we had like disasters like hurricanes and things like that in this game, man, the city would be in trouble. We'd have to build some levees, but we don't have to worry about that, fortunately. Yeah, let's see now that I've got Greensboro, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I can start building the industry, right? So now, like I was saying, the oil rig, I want to have this near the edge of the map, because usually these offshore platforms are kind of a ways from the population, because they're not really pleasant to look at. So they're usually way off the coast. So I'm going to pop it, right here, like so. And now that should be named, Greensboro Oil Rig, as you can see. And now we will add where is it? Which one? Nope. Oh, that's cool. I forgot you can add I can edit the map, but I won't be doing that. Am I in the city builder? What mode am I in? Because this should have let me. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. We're going to save the map. We're going to do a save and play. Go ahead. Hawks Holocrons. What's happening? Oh, Ducky Momo, my mom. Everybody's in the chat. Shout out to everybody. I see Hawks Holocrons in here now. Was the only one that unleashed hell on my SimCity. Yeah, no, you weren't. That was like a key component of that game. Everybody in Sim, if you played SimCity, you didn't just cause absolute chaos. Like, here's what would happen, right? If you tried to play the game seriously, and then you realize you were way out of your depth, and your city starts going bankrupt, people start crying and screaming, and you're like, okay, you know what? Let's just blow it up. And then you just send in a bunch of tornadoes and fires and all types of disasters, and then you just delete the city and start over. That's typically how that goes, or at least it did for me, anyways. This is a great game, actually. I love this game. I had it on my laptop, but I couldn't play it, at this type of grandiose scale, and I'm running it at max settings right now, and it looks great. Yeah. And you'll see, like, all the assets in this game look amazing, so it's definitely cool. And then, did you see? I don't know. I don't think I zoomed into the water, but you got to look at the water, man. The water looks spectacular. Everything in this game looks spectacular, though. But this is a highly detailed game. Like, you build the transit networks, and then you have to set the routes, and then you also have to, like in the case of the trains, have the proper junctions and switches that will, basically allow for multiple trains to occupy the same track at the same time. Yeah, this game is all about transportation, and then it basically just simulates the city growth. And so basically the quality of your transportation network will dictate the pace at which the cities grow. So I kind of what I'll do is build a 2-city network right off the bat. I'll have Greensboro. I'll get that one going first, making sure that it can actually create the industry that it needs, which is the oil and fuel. We'll be able to generate that and generate revenue for Greensboro with that, and then also create some transit networks for the population so that they can get to and from work and around the city. And then I will build another city, probably somewhere that will need fuel, and then give it a different goods. I don't know. Yeah, do some, but basically you just mismatch the commercial and industrial so that you have a decent balance of goods flowing between all your cities. And now, I'm talking way ahead. We'll get to it as we progress through this thing. So let's go look. But anyway, as I was saying, man, look at the water. Look at this. Like, look at it. Come on. That's beautiful. That looks amazing. And then the grass, man. Look at these trees. Look at that palm tree. And then these random oaks, and then the birds. I don't know how detailed. Wow, those actually look really good. I don't even think the birds popped up when I played this on my laptop. I don't remember seeing birds ever. What's that? Fox? Oh, look, that's broken. He's floating. It's a firefox. Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So I mean, all this city girls, and I'm starting in the 90s because I don't know. I'm born in the 90s, so I was like, let's start in the 90s. Let's start there, and we'll build the region from there. All right. So anyway, now we're in the actual game. We're not in the map editor anymore. We're in the game now. All I need to do. Oil rig. Okay, so this is the asset that goes along with this. You kind of want to rotate that around, and then if you see underneath the oil rig, there's a shadow. See, let me rotate this properly. Those if you see those lines that look like streets it's got some animated dotted lines moving to and fro, that is actually how the goods pass between different assets. So we need to connect those, which this is. It doesn't have to be like a exact thing. Let me shift and click that. Make sure that lines up properly, and look at the fidelity that I can get with my fine tuning of the angles. Just kind of want to have it like this, like that. And then we'll plop that. This is paused. Okay, yeah. Always make sure it's paused. Coop Daddy Yoda. Better late than never. Absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah. We can build airports, and then there are like big airport mods that are even more expansive than this, where you can really customize every aspect of the airport. So that's terminals, runways, the direction of each runway, how you route planes, and how they taxi on it can get real crazy, and we'll get into that too, because I mean, this map is big enough to support that. But this is show you how this. So this is Greensboro Port. This already comes with large landing dock, so it really only does it maxes out at large ships, and this is important because this is where you have to set this so that it will support large and small ships, because by default the base game cargo terminals only have small ship access, because that's all you get at the beginning of the game, and then as you progress you can upgrade everything. But that's done. That's pretty much set up. So the oil field, and I'm still paused, but this will not generate any oil. Well, it's producing oil, but it will not start loading the oil onto this platform until there's some demand created. So this is where we have to go back to the city and create some demand for this platform to generate that oil that we need. So now, where to build a port? I think it would be kind of cool to. We want to have we kind of want to save this beachfront right here for the residents. So I don't want to bring any ships into there. So I'm thinking. I also got to consider well, maybe, you know what, maybe this is, maybe it might be better that we go here, because I'm also thinking about the trains and high-speed rail lines. The more direct lines for rail that you can have, the better, because they can move at higher speeds, and time is money. So everything costs. So it costs, there's operational costs for each of the assets, maintenance costs, and all that stuff. So you've got to be able to get things to and fro quickly, so that you aren't taking on too much overhead in the game. But I'm thinking this is kind of like a nice area. It's far enough away from the city. I can build trees and things like that to kind of sort of mask this. And you got this main street right here going through the city, which is actually great. That's a cool road. I might end up upgrading this street to a higher capacity road, and then have this run all the way out here, and then this would be my cargo area, is what I'm thinking, because I'm gonna have to build cargo rail and shipping port. So first things first, let's build a shipyard somewhere like out here, maybe right here. Let's go right here. Actually, you know what, no, let's build the harbor, and I believe there's some other modded things in here. Some of these are animated. I think that's animated, I want to say. What is this? I know that's animated, but yeah. Okay, so let's set this. So now I've got this is the cargo harbor, right? Now I want to set this to large, because I already know that the ships that I'm going to need to use to get the oil to and fro are large cargo containers. So I'm going to put that right about there. And then the cool thing about this is, so you can set the number of terminals you have, like right off the bat. See, I just put that on 4, and now I've got 4 ports. But I like to configure this myself. These assets are completely modular, so I can do something like this. Actually, let's do this. Make it kind of a realistic. Let's bring that out to there, and then there. I don't want this landing. Did I delete the whole thing? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Landing. I don't want a landing there. This is what I'm talking about. All I need is large landing, and then this, I think this adds stuff. You see, what is that doing? Okay, so that's like an older, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, I'll add a landing pad there, here, and here. Yeah, let's do that for now. Actually, you know what? Let's delete that, and let's put this on the opposite side, like in there. And then I can add more cargo. Like that. And then let's have a landing here, here, and here. Okay, so that's that. Now that's, I believe the boats will be able to run on that, but that sand barrier, for my own sanity, I'm going to smooth that out. You know, let's make this realistic. Let's strengthen that. Or let's flatten. Is that quicker? Yeah, that's quicker. So let's make sure, let's go with realism here. Let's make sure that, you know, we've actually got enough, it's deep enough for large ships to pass through. And then I can do this. That to ground, like that. And then on this side, we'll clear that out like that. And yeah, I'm incurring a lot of costs. Don't mind that red number. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I know what I'm doing. Let's see. Let's put this like here. So this is the shipyard. This is where we purchase the vehicles for what we need. And ooh, that looks weird, but anyway, it's fine. It's deep enough. It's deep enough. Cargo. So these are like the ships I got access to now since I've started in the 90s. This is a mod, that's for sure. That's cargo too. But I got oil tankers, and I think I'm gonna go with the Merlin. What's this? All right, so it tells you what it can carry. So this actually can carry a lot of things. So I want something that's just basically for oil. Which is this. from 50. Let's get something. What's the most modern? I guess it's these tugboats. Maybe I guess I don't have the fuel ships unlocked yet, but yeah, because that can't even carry fuel. I think it's this one. It's got to be this one. I'm going to buy 2 right off the bat. No, actually, I'm going to stagger this. So I'll buy the 1. Okay, so that's queued up. That's there. Ship number 1. All right, we need to name this ship. So in the comments, drop some names in the comment section for what we'll name this oil ship, and then I'll name it. How about that? How about we do it like that? All right, so that's been purchased. So now I need to configure. Nope, actually that's the wrong thing. Now I need to configure the lines. So this is where it differentiates itself from something like city skylines in SimCity. So there, our route goes from here, Greensboro South, the Southport, to this terminal. Oh, there it is. Okay. And okay, so we got 2 points, right? 1 and 2. So in Greensboro South, we will need to make sure we're taking the load off. So the only thing it needs to do in Greensboro is unload the oil, the crude oil, which is that right there. And then we're going to come down to the Greensboro Port. Actually, let's go ahead and retitle this Greensboro Oil Rig. Rename that, and then unselect everything and just click the oil like so. And we wanted, so this is the fill. So what we want it to do is fully load at the oil rig before it departs for the cargo, the Greensboro Port. Which Southport. Yeah, so everything is, and now I can change actually where it docks here. So let's do, I think it'll look cool if it comes all the way in like that. So let's go to 4, and then there's only the one place it can dock on the oil rig. Okay, so that's done, and now we come back here, click on the ship, set the line to line 1, and we're good to go. That's a green. So now, cool thing, let's watch this and let's see the fire spray 1. All right, I'm with it. Let's do that. Let's before we depart. Where is the ship? Okay, so let's rename it Fire Spray. That's a Star Wars reference, by the way. Boba Fett, Jango Fett, Boba Fett. Whole scandal around that, but that's a topic for another stream. But I'm with it. Fire Spray 1. Let's do it. And then okay, and over time, so these ships, deteriorate over time. So you've got to monitor this, because as the condition deteriorates, you'll have to consider replacing, and that you will eventually have to replace the ships once they get too bad, because you'll start losing money. But yeah, anyway, so we're good to go there. We're good to go. So let's hit Actually, you know what? We can't do it yet. Can't do it yet. Got ahead of myself. So, we actually need to finish setting this up. Because I need to come back over here and we've got to set our industry up because we need refineries. So this is an oil refinery, and what we want to do, actually, you know, how do I want to route this? And I got to figure out where these trains are going to port, because it needs to go in a place where I can route it to multiple locations. So we will actually, I'm going to do this. I'll put the refinery here, and then I need a fuel depot. The fuel refinery can go, let's rotate this like that. Actually, nah. I think what I'm gonna do is place this like probably like that. All right, and then let's delete these roads and let's look at a road system. Where? See, all this stuff is modded, and I'm like, I hadn't even gone through these menus yet to see what everything. I don't even know what most. I don't know what I downloaded. I downloaded an entire like package of things. Those are all one way. Where are my regular roads? What is this? Who made an asymmetric road? Like, why would you do that? Let's do this, because this is probably, oh look, it's got trees. That's interesting. Let's do this one. Sure, it's got equal access to areas, and that's good. I like that. Okay, and then this may have come out a little too far. Now, that will create demand, of course, for the fuel. Name it PP headquarters. Wow, Loaf. Oh my goodness. Buildings. All right, so this is train stations. Oh, look at that. That is a massive train station. This is very British. Man, that like dropped my frame rate. That is insane. That thing is huge. Okay. I'm gonna stick with. Okay, yeah, this modular freight station. That's good for me. I thought I could do. Something like that. No, that's not working. Okay, so we'll do this. So, all right, now all of this is connected. It should be. If I plop it, that's crazy. So as it stands, it will not be able to, I think, well, actually, you know what? I think now if I extend this road to here. Oh, wow, still no. So let's move this then closer to this terminal. Oh, that's an airport. Wait, no, I'm in the wrong menu. What was that? Fuel? I have to get this close. I wish I could. I can't plop these without the streets. So I have to take that out, and then I'm gonna have to take that road out too. And let's see. Placing and replacing, it's just not efficient. I want to put it on the other side of the track. Can't do that though. Alright, maybe I might be able to expand this. Figure this? No. Hey, what's happening? PCU is great, man. I mean, look at this. You see the detail. Look at what's going on here. Yeah, I just need to figure out where I'm gonna plop this thing in here. Yes, I think I wanna get it in here, but it seems like it's not gonna let me the way I want to. Might have to improvise here. Anyways, we're gonna have to make it do what it do. So there's that. Let's go back to the streets. Get this road. That's not gonna fit. So no. Let's come over a little bit more. Somehow this has managed to not. Alright, let's do I can configure this in a way. What is this? Oh, trees and stuff? Railway station building, new century? What is this? Oh. Okay. I think uh-oh. Froze there. Let's put a building. I think if I put, yeah, okay, that's right. So I can put this building here. All right, problem solved. All right, so now that building is there, all of this is connected. You see how this is painted white like this? It's letting me know that this whole area is connected. So now, you know, goods can move between these areas. So the fuel that will be generated here and the oil that will be created here can move freely between this port and this train station, which is what I was trying to do. And see, I had to knock the rust off there. I forgot how I could configure that in order for it to work the way I want it to. Now, you know, you can't just have trains going one way. That's not efficient. So we've got to come to tracks. And what is this? There's so many tracks. Okay. Let's make sure, because I think that these default tracks aren't even, I don't even think there's a high-speed rail. I like the brown. So, well, they only go to, good goodness gracious. Okay, 90. So the numbers are indicating the speed. I saw, okay, so 350, 380, 400 miles an hour. That's the miles per hour that they go. But I don't know how many rail lines. Anyway, who cares? Does this have a container? It doesn't, or it does. It does have container. I don't want that, so I'm going to come back over here, grab this one, because yep, it doesn't have the container. So this is a high-speed rail. Make sure that we have those, and then just have this like so. Yeah, and then we want to make sure that there is enough rail for large trains. And now I will add crazy thing with this is I really have no idea what most of this stuff is, because like I said, I installed all of these mods today and I don't know what they are. So I will be discovering mods with the viewers, with you all. Can you build docks? Yeah, you see you don't see this dock right here? You don't see this port I built? This Greensboro South Port right here, and it's, you know, everything, it's modular, so everything can be expanded. I can add more ports to it. Right now we've got this, which will be importing oil in from our oil rig out here. This mod, which is a mod, by the way, this is a mod. Beautiful asset, man. I mean, the stuff people do, the modding community on PC is just so amazing, because they do all this stuff and they make it free and accessible to anyone who, you know, owns the game. As long as you own the game, you can download the mod. It's great. So now we've got that, and now I got to look at Greensboro. Okay, so we see the demand. That's crazy. The demand's all over the place. So this is everything that the city needs, and so fuel is a big component, right? So where is the fuel? It's over here. I like this area, so I'm going to this is what we call eminent domain. Oh man, I'll take all that out, and our train network will go out here. Our rail system. Now, cargo. Let's do a through station like this. As a matter of fact, I can get it as close to this as possible. Now, what will happen is see, I'm not gonna gridlock this area. I already know that this is gonna become high capacity. So what I need to do is make sure that this gets upgraded. So let's go ahead and upgrade this street now. like that. So we got a high capacity road here. This can get deleted, and that can get deleted. Actually, this whole thing right here, because I don't know, the way that was zoned was strange. And it's all that, I mean, that whole, all that's automated, so the computer does some weird stuff. But really, it gets better as you play, because it starts generating things based on where you know, your transit system is kind of sort of going. That's terrible. Why can't I get a straight road? I think I gotta do this. All that got deleted. Why is this road not straight? That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so boom. So main access, that's right there. Now we can do, let's do high speed, containery, no. And let's do 300 meters, 320 meters. And then let's go ahead and get 8 tracks on there like that. See, boom, huge cargo center. This is what I love about this game. It's all modular, so you can really customize this however you want. And then I'll put another train station for passengers elsewhere in the city. But that's that train station. And now what I will do is, so this track is basically going towards that. So I'll line it up with this with these lanes here. Tracks, and where did I have it? I think it was the what was it, 400 meters? This one? Does this have the container? That one has a container. Oh, I can take that off. Perfect. No, I don't like those. Just come out like that. And then also do the same thing here. About that far. And then let's look at this and kind of, let's just drag that. Actually, I'm gonna have to bring this out some more probably. And then swing that like that. Okay, so that's pretty much straightened out. This line to here. Okay, then I gotta put in an interchange here, and then also here. Collision. Well, that should be, why is that not letting me do that? Maybe I built that too long. I probably just built it too long. Let's take that out. There we go. All right, so we gotta have that interchange so that the trains can get back on the right track, incoming and outbound. They'll need to rotate. Yeah, the demand is low right now. Well, the population is very small right now. Like this entire network is way too large if we're going off realism for the population. But it's something they'll be able to grow into, which is probably the most important thing. So now we've got these signals, which where are signals? Okay, so these signal switches, determine the direction that the trains will travel. So that you have to put these on here so they don't get confused, and you got to put them every few meters as well. So I always do like something like this because they also help with rail traffic. So if you have multiple trains on the same line, they don't like crash into each other. So if one is in one signal point, then you can't have two trains in the same signal point, basically. So when one is in, like let's say we've got a train on this track heading towards, going from Greensboro to the port, and a train is on this stretch of track, but there's a train in front of it that's also on the same stretch of track. What will happen is this train that's behind it will stop, wait for that train to pass through completely through this point, and then it will continue on its path. So that there should be enough. Okay, so that's done. And now we can create another line. And we want to go from here. Oh, we're looking at the wrong. That's right. We need to create a new line. And we want it to go from the Greensboro Annex Station to here. And so now, see, as you can see, this path is correct. It's routing the trains in the right direction. It will switch trains so that the outbound is going on this track on the right hand side, and then the inbound is on the left hand side. As you can see by these arrow indicators. Now, what we want to do is name this. Okay, what is this is Greensboro Annex. Let's rename this to Greensboro Cargo Station. And this needs to be the Southport Cargo Station. Name that correctly. And then now what we want to do is manage this line. Make sure that in Greensboro, what it needs to be doing is unloading, and it needs to unload fuel because that's what's being demanded over there. And here it needs to load fuel, and it needs to make sure that it is full on loaded at Southport before it departs to Greensboro. So we want to make sure we're maximizing our shipping so that we make the most profit on that line. Now, Something I will need to do is build the actual train depot, which is, oh, is this a depot? That's cool looking. I like this building. This is a mod. This is a custom mod, so I kind of like it. Now, gotta look at it. That's a nice little, a nice little look to it. Okay, so this is where the trains come out, and so we got two things we got to make a maiden voyage for. That is the ship, the fire spray one, and then the train that I will make, because I think I'm gonna only make one train for now. It's a pretty short line, so I think one train, and it's a high-speed line, so one train should be enough to supply the city. What do you mean construction is not possible? All right, let's do this then. All right, and then the signals, this needs to continue like so. So before we even get to that, we need to make sure that there's no trains on this track before one of these trains comes out for the future. So we don't have any traffic jams on the rail lines, because that's a disaster. Now, all right, we got another vehicle to name, people. Gotta name this train. Where are we at on time? Been close to an hour. Oh, we've gone an hour. All right, that's cool. Diesel. I like. Where are these trains? Santa Fe. 19 variants. And now I have a model train. I had model train. I think we still have that train. How fast does this go? Top speed's 105. I'm going to put one of these, and then cargo, we need fuel. So oh man, these are some really cool assets. Like, these are all mods right here. That's pretty cool. I want to do a kind of a realistic thing. Let's do CSX. Oh man, they got they're tagged. So let's do a couple of these. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do what, 1, 2. Gotta have some tagged trains. You know what I'm saying? 3, and then what, 4? Maybe. So that's a capacity of 72. What's the current demand? It's 85 meters. Let's go something like that. Let's do that, and then switch that in there. Then that's kind of cool. Let's do that for now. And then let's name this Thomas the Tank. All right, Thomas the Tank. Hey, yo, Ducky he's fast with these names, y'all. Y'all gotta be quicker with these. Oh man. Thomas the Tank. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Already. I think that's I just select that train and add it to line 2. All good. It's all good in the hood, man. All right, so let's look at these things. Let's look at these things roll out. So we've pretty much set up our first transit line. All oil and fuel. So let's see. Let's hit play. Let's hit play, man. Let's watch these things roll out. Uh-oh, frame rate dropped a little bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There is the fire spray one. I need some water. I gotta change the text. I'll change the text color on the stream for next week. Oh, that animation clipped too fast. But look at this. Look at it, man. Isn't that cool? Let's track it. So that's, you know, making its maiden voyage. And then we also got our train. Look at it. Look how cool that is. See how $100,000, $176,000. So it's going to keep occurring costs along this journey until, you know, it makes a deposit. And then, so the idea is that the profit margin for the duration of the trip is substantially larger than the cost of operation for each of these vehicles, which it should be. And then you can come in, where is the financial stuff? This thing right here. This will tell you how much this thing's costing right now. So right now, $34,000 balance on the oil tanker. So, and then of course the train, because we don't have any oil being generated because we hadn't had any time to actually make that. That was really loud. Hadn't had any time to make any fuel. We hadn't had time to make any oil. This is going to be a cost until, you know, we get our first delivery of oil. And then see, here's the cool thing, right? Let's look at this. So now this is generating oil. You see this platform, and as these barrels fill up, they will convert into tanks. The sound engineering in this is amazing. Boom. See? Turns into a tank. And then it will continue to generate more fuel. Oh wow, look at that. Then I didn't even realize the name was on the plaque. Look at that. That is so cool. Look at that. That's awesome. It's definitely supposed to be P&G. Procter & Gamble. That's great. Love that. And then look, it's got this this cool little helicopter right here. It doesn't fly. I wish it did. But that's a weird. It's a chrome helicopter, man. That's the it's like the Razor Crest. All right, where's my where are my vehicles at, man? This menu is kind of cool because it'll show you is it this menu or which menu is it? It's this one. Show you your vehicles and see, like, now look at the cost that we've incurred. Where's this going? This is passing really close to the this thing is so slow. So speed this up a bit. Get a move on, partner. Oh man, that's wild. That's a terrible animation. I gotta let's go ahead and clear that out. Gotta make some space for my man's where is that terrain modifier? Let's go ahead and dredge. See, and all that costs money. We broke. We $52 million in the hole. Silver Surfer copter. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There we go. We're going 3 speed now. This is so smooth, man. Like running this on like 3 speed on my laptop, man. Oh my goodness, this would look so choppy. We're coming in just a smooth 60 frames per second. That is just sick. We love it here, man. We love it here. Uh-oh, did it turn around? What the world? The captain of this ship is drunk. What is he doing? That was like such a weird. Why did he just? You saw how he just turned randomly? What in the world? What you got going on here, partner? Stream is healthy. Alright, so we're getting close to port now. Let's see. Let's look at our $1 million on that. Boy, that train is expensive. Look at that. Goodness gracious. $1 million already in the hole on that. Alright, so we're getting close to let's look at the docking sequence on this thing real quick, man. Yeah, we had a sandbar. I had to clear that out. Look at this docking sequence. So it'll come up, and then it'll start. See, and you know, like in real life, this is where they would have had a probably some tugboats to help push this ship in. But you know, we're not looking for perfection. So now the cool thing is, once it docks, unlock some new vehicles. Once it docks, this station is full up. Boom, loading all of that. So now it's full, 240 out of 240, and it will go back. And now this is where we're going to have to, let's pause it real quick. So now that that ship is there, right? Let's pause it now and come here, come to line 1. Let's add another one. Cancel. Let's do this and make sure that configure maintenance. Replace clone selected vehicle. Okay, so now we need another ship name, people. We need another ship name because now that we've got that one picking up from the oil tanker, we need to send another one out so that we keep that steady flow of oil coming in. We'll probably have to add probably several more for this to be actually really profitable. But yeah, I need a second ship name, people. Let me know in the comments. Got Fire Spray 1. Somebody beat Ducky. That train's going back and forth. Let's see what this train is doing though. Yeah, see, it's just running. It's running empty. But see, it's crossing back over like it's supposed to. Look at that. It's beautiful. That is a really cool. Wait, what's that on the side? That's so cool. Man, this looks good. Flying Dutchman. See, goodness gracious. I told y'all to beat Ducky to the punch. Look what happened. He's got another one named. Goodness. But now I got the Flying Dutchman. All right. Where is it? Flying Dutchman. You guys, y'all got to be quicker on the trigger than that, man. There we go. Okay. Wait, did it go out? Is it out yet? No, it's coming. There she goes. Alright, so let's look at this and let's go to this one. Man, that's way out there. Look, you can't even see the oil platform, but that's kind of sort of the idea, like, right? Like you want it out far enough so that you can't really see it from land, which you can't. Now let's see how this is going. in the city, which we'll have to at some point get all of this stuff looking better. So it'd be certain like episodes where I'm like just polishing and fine tuning, making everything, you know, just beautification episodes, and there's some that are actually like functional episodes that are focused on developing this mass transit system. I should put another I should put an engine on the back here, or like if you know, just to go for realism, like I can double up where I have one facing forward and the other one facing rear, so that when it's, you know, it's going back in the opposite direction, it looks more realistic, because you can do all of that. Blue Mace. Yeah, you know what? I will. So the next, I'm gonna bookmark that name, because the next vehicle that I name will definitely go in that direction. Oh, look, it's here. It's arrived. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna dock. Now, what should happen is it should drop off the crude oil on this platform, which should get transferred. See how much money we're going to make off of that. Did it transfer? It should have gone here. Why didn't it pick up anything? Or was that the Dutchman? Oh wow, okay, that was the Dutchman. I just got bamboozled by that. So let's go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and come to line 1. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. Let's clone. No, let's clone the Dutchman, and let's name this Blue Mace. And get that out onto the terminal. I was about to say, yo, dang, that ship got here really quick, but it's not. Still out there. Fire spray still out there, making its way back with its first shipment. Heading in. Inside baseball. So these ships, considering, are very inexpensive. Their running cost is, I mean, $34,000 considering, you know, the cargo it transits. And like, so, you know, with the fire spray, this is the first ship off the line. This is like $400,000 basically in the whole. We're going to make a profit off of that, probably off of this first deposit. We'll probably, this will be in the green, in the black, soon it's delivered, the goods. But what should happen is you should see the oil be deposited here on this dock, and then it will be immediately moved over here to the oil refinery, which will convert this into fuel and then transfer it to here to be refined into fuel. Well, it will be, I don't know, crude oil goes here, it's refined into oil, and then the oil comes over here to the fuel refinery and is refined into fuel. I think I said that. I think I said oil, fuel twice. I don't know. Anyway, I said it the right way the second time around. Okay, here we go. Going regular speed. Okay, so there we go. See, now look at us. We're in the red right now. Let's see how much this trip costs. What the profit of this ship was, of this this journey. Come on, come on, come on. Look at that. Goodness gracious. $2 million. $2.2 million. All right, so boom. Look at that. So all of the crude oil is now here. And now we're going to be refining that, which should start the process of... Okay, now once it gets past this this threshold here, it will start shipping. Once it gets past this line, if I remember correctly, then it'll start shipping over here automatically, which is good. But yeah, man, look at that. $2 million, $2.2 million off that one trip. So this line actually should, yeah, now the whole line off that one drop off, that one shipment is in the black. So now we shall see. This is not generating fuel yet, is it? No, it's not. So we're gonna have to wait a little while longer for the tank, Thomas the Tank, to generate profit margin, but it should fairly soon. What's going on here? Why are we not shipping? What's going on, people? Do we have an issue? Now, is one of these coming back? Nope, not yet. But this tanker is definitely full. 80% of its production has been shipped. That's good. That's good. We definitely want to get that to 100%, which we will. But first, we got to figure out why we aren't shipping. That's a bit crazy. Maybe I will have to do that. Okay, I think I might have to, probably gonna have to use trucks, because I don't think it's connected like I thought it was. Not a problem. Let's do it. Where are... Okay, let's turn this way. Make sure that this is lined up like I want it. Then I need so that's the depot. That doesn't even make sense though. Like it should just transfer. What is this line doing? Did I get the right? I might be... Might be picking up the wrong... No? Nope, it's supposed to be doing fuel. I'm not sure. What is going on? What does this need? It needs oil, right? And this produces oil. And it's not transferring though. All right, I might have to transfer. Oh man, that's not good. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do this. Where are does not allow loading a cargo. That's not what I want. Gas station. Truck parking. These are so cool. These assets they have. That's definitely in German. Oh, okay. I can. Okay, that's. I was about to say, there's got to be an easier way to make this look more like a cargo, and I can't change the size. This is unfortunate. Let's do. I got an idea. Let's do this. Nope. That's not what I want. Where's the smaller one? This one. Like this. And then like still too close. That is crazy. Let's do that. And then I like that. Oh, that's the wrong menu. Building this. What is this? Cargo small. Oh, look. Could that fit over here? It can. A little engine that could. That is such a strange angle. Okay, that works. I'm fine with that. Cause this whole that doesn't make sense. I didn't even want that anyway. Let's do configure. No, let's get let's do a new line, and we're going from here to here. Real short trip. Greensboro transferred. That's fine for now. La la la. Let's take the. Want to load the oil. All right, and then unload it here. Make sure it's full. All right, yeah, that's Greensboro transfer. Line 3. And then I just need to add a the depot. On this side. Like that. Okay, and then let's buy some vehicles. Wow, what is this? get some trucks. Fuel tank. 40 ton. Let's get 2 of those. Bye. Select them. Put it on line 3. And then let's get it. Let's get to work. Ah, there we go. So it's getting, so there's the fuel. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so that'll fill up. It'll start producing that a lot faster once it gets going. So it's gonna wait here until it's full. This truck here right now we're 14 of 30. Once it gets to 30 of 30, it will pull out, go drop it off here, where it will then be transferred to this station, because this is supplying this. $22. Now where are we at on these? So I could definitely stand to add another. I could add probably another boat to that route. Let's see where we at profit wise. That's still the only profitable line, and we only had 1 drop off. That's incredible. I think. Nope, we had 2. We had 2. Such a strange little. Okay, so now that's headed out to this drop off. Such an odd little thing, right? It's like, dang, you couldn't somehow. I feel like it should be able to shuffle or shuttle, build some sort of like fuel line from here to here. There's probably a mod for that. To be honest, I just need to look for it. So we need this to continue to go. That's not good though, because I'm not getting any gonna run out of fuel. I gotta get more ships onto this route because we're not getting that quick enough. We need a couple more boats, but yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. We've got everything set up, as we can see. We just got right now. We got to get way more crude oil over into this platform, so that this can continue to produce that fuel. Is this full? Oh, look, it almost filled up. Oh wait, why is it splitting it though? That doesn't make sense. Let's go see. So it's why I don't know why I didn't fill up the fuel. That makes no sense to me. That's not enough. So we're definitely gonna need. It needs to go 100 of 100 on that. fuel. And we've just unlocked some more tankers. All right, but let's look at our lines right quick. Back in the red. We've got our fuel lines coming in. But yeah, man, I could continue to do this for like hours, but I'm not going to. We got to have some more stuff. We can spread this out over the course of some weeks. You know what I'm saying? So next Saturday, back here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, no, what did I start? 9? Probably 9. Not again. 8 or 9, I don't know. Just be on the lookout for that notification. So hit the bell icon. And if you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well. More content like this coming out every Saturday here on this channel. We've also got, you know, the cookout, which is our main live streaming event every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the channel. Then, you know, our What If reviews every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then as well as a Star Wars show on Fridays, also at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been fun. I hope you all liked it. Make sure you leave a like and comment if you have any suggestions, thoughts, ideas, or opinions. Love to hear them. Looking forward to seeing you all next episode. And actually, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me switch over to that. And yeah, so we're getting ready to get out of here. I don't have an outro screen, but we're going to go to this one. And yeah, like I said, see you next week. Peace.